Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. For this session, we will start with the reproductive system, which is the last system in this semester. In this semester, session, the objective that we will discuss the common purpose of the reproductive system organ, describe the organ of male reproductive system, and discuss the general function of each, describe the spermatogenesis and mitosis, describe the structure and of the sperm related to the structure and function, explain the function of testosterone in relation to male reproductive system. So the reproductive system, which is called the gonad, which is the primary sex organ. So the primary sex organs, in male it is the testis, and in female it is the ovary. So the testis is the primary sex organ in male, and the ovary, it is the primary sex organ in female. The testis, it will produce the main functional unit, which is the sperm, and the ovary, it will produce the ova. Gonad production gametes, which is 6 cells, and secrete hormones. So both it produce the 6 cell or the sperm and the ova, and it will produce also the 6 hormone. The sperm, it is the male gametes, and the ova, or what's called the egg, which is the female gametes. So the purpose of the reproductive system, the most important purpose is to produce the offspring. The role of male reproductive system produce the sperm and deliver it to the female in order to produce the reproductive tract, in order to fertilize the ova and to produce offspring. So the role of the female reproductive system is the production of the ova, the sperm fertilization, fertilize the ova. After fertilization, the fetus will develop in the uterus of the female. So after the fertilization of the ova by the sperm, it will go to the uterus, and in the uterus it will develop as a fetus. The reproductive system in male, we have the main, from the organ we have the testis here. Then also from the testis there, it is consists of the ductus system, which is the duct that contact the sperm from the testis until it reach outside to go to the canal of the female. So the epididymis here, and ductus deferens, then ductus deferens, and until it reach to the urethra. There are accessory organs which is also help in the processes of production of the seminal fluid, and also help in the give alive or the vitality of the sperm, which is the seminal vessels and prostatic. This is the seminal vessels, and this is the prostatic gland. The prostatic gland, which is coming at the neck of the bladder, and the urethra is coming inside the prostatic gland, and also the seminal duct are coming inside the same. It is going inside until it reaches the urethra. And here, which is bulbourethral gland is there. Epididymis, so the scrotum, which is the outside skin cover of the testis. This is the testis, this is the epididymis here, and here this is the ductus deferens, the erectile tissues of the penis here. This is the shaft of the penis, the spongy penile urethra here, and the gland penis outside. Here, as we said, we have the ejaculation duct and the urethra inside the prostatic urethra here, and the urinary bladder. This is the seminal vessels, and the prostatic gland, as we said, the urethra, and this is the rectum. This is, we call it the the bulbourethral gland. This is the bulbourethral gland. So the external genital organs, it is the penis and the scrotum. So the penis and the scrotum which has the testis inside it. It is necessary that the testis, it has to be outside the body. Otherwise, the sperm, it will be killed due to high core temperature. So it needs less body temperature in order to develop and to be vital. The testis, it is covered of the covering of the testis. The covering of the testis, it is the tunica albigina. This is the tunica albigina, which is the covering of the testis that surround each testis, and the septa, which is extension of the capsule that extend into the testis and divide into the lobules. So it will divide in the lobules. Those are, we call it the lobules. This is the septum. This is the tunica albigina. The tunica albigina. Then this is the testis and ductus in vas deferens, and here we have the epididymis. So those lobules, it is a series of canals there that will the process or the formation of the sperm, it will take place here on those lobules, and the other tissues, it is producing the hormone. So we said, as we said, we have the coverage of the testis, which is tunica albinica, white coat capsule that surround each testis, and the septa, which is extension of the capsule. This is the septa, which separate the lobule from each other and extend onto the testis and divide it into the lobules. Each lobule, it contains 1 to 4 seminiferous tube. There are 1 to 4 seminiferous tube in each lobule, which is a tightly colloid structure. See how it is not coming straight. It is a colloid structure there. The function as a sperm forming factories. So the sperm are formed inside those tubules. So it is formed inside those tubules. The sperm travel then through the rich testis. It will travel through the rich testis from here, and so the sperm travel to the rich testis to the first part of the duct system, which is the epididymis. So it will go then to the epididymis. The interstitial cell, which surround the seminiferous tubules, that surround the seminiferous tubules here, the interstitial cells, produce androgen, which is the sex hormone. So it will produce the testosterone. So the seminiferous tubules, it will produce the sperm and the interstitial tissue, which is between those tubules, it will produce the hormone, which is the testosterone. The duct system that transport the sperm, we have, as we said, the epididymis, and then the ductus deferens until it reach the urethra. So epididymis, ductus deferens, and the urethra. In the epididymis, which is a coma shape, it is coma shape, which is tightly colloid tube. It is tightly colloid tube, which is coming around the testis, or the cavern of the testis. The first part, which is then the first part of the ductus system. So it is the first part of the duct system that the sperm, it will pass toward it. So the sperm cell mature and gain its ability to swim over the course of 20 days in the epididymis. So after reproduction of the sperm in the seminiferous tubules, it will go to the epididymis. It will stay there for around 20 days. In this 20 days, it will get the ability to swim out and to go out to ductus deferens and to go to the seminal duct and vessels and then to be ejaculated as outside. So the ductus deferens or vas deferens, it carry the sperm, the ductus deferens here, it will carry the sperm from the epididymis to the ejaculation duct. It will carry the sperm from the epididymis here to the ejaculation duct. Move sperm by the peristalsis, so peristalsis movement, and vas deferens end in the ejaculation duct. So it will end in the ejaculation duct, which units with the units are connected with the urethra. So the ejaculation duct also, it is connected with the urethra. The urethra, it extends from the base of the urinary bladder. So this is the urinary bladder, this is the base of the urinary bladder, and the urethra, it is extended from the base of the urethra, from the base of the urinary bladder until outside side of the penis. So until the tip of the penis, it carry both. So the function of it, it's carrying both. In male, this is in male. So it carry both the urine and also the sperm or the seminal fluid. So it will carry the urine and it will carry also the seminal fluid during ejaculation. Sperm enter from the ejaculatory duct to the urethra, and it will pass through it. So this is the ductus system. So the ductus system, it is the function of its transport the sperm. It is starting from the epididymis, then the ductus deferens, then it will go to the ejaculation here and ejaculatory ducts, and then it will go to the urethra. The accessory gland and semens. So the seminal gland or vessels, the prostate, and bulbourethral gland. So there are three: the seminal gland or vesicles, and the prostate, and also the bulbourethral gland. This is the bulbourethral gland, and this is the prostate, and the seminal vessel is there. So the seminal gland or seminal vessels, it's located at the base of the urinary bladder. It's located at the base of the urinary bladder, produce a thick yellowish secretion, which will form around 60% of the semen. So it will form around 60% of the semen that contain the fructose, which is the sugar needed for the metabolism of the sperm. So for the nutrition of the sperm, it contains also vitamin C and prostaglandin, other substance that nourish and activate the sperm. And the sperm and seminal fluid enter the urethra together during the process of ejaculation. So, as we said, the seminal gland vessels, it's located at the base of the urethral bladder, produce around 60% of the seminal fluid. It's not the sperm is coming from the testes, but the seminal fluid, which the sperm is swimming inside, contain the sugar, which is the fructose, which is for the metabolism, used for the metabolism of the sperm in order to get to give it the activity. Vitamin C, prostaglandin, and other substances that nourish and activate the sperm. The sperm and the seminal fluid enter the urethra together during the ejaculation. About the prostatic gland, it encircle the part of the urethra. So it is encircle the part of the urethra. It secretes a milky fluid, which is help in the activation of the sperm. So it secretes a milky fluid that help in the activation, give more activation to the sperm. The bulbourethral gland here, which is a B-size, a small gland, B-size gland, inferior to the prostate. It is inferior to the prostate. This is the prostate, and this is the bulbourethral gland. It produce a thick, clear mucus. It will produce a thick, clear mucus for the clearance of the urethra of acidic urine. So it is help in the clearance of the urethra from the acidity of the urine. So it will help in preventing of any effect of the acid on the sperm that might either kill or interfere with the activity of the sperm. It serves as also a lubricant. So it serves as a lubricant during the intercourse, during the sexual intercourse. So it will produce a clear fluid, mucus fluid. That fluid, it will clear the urethra, it will clean the urethra, and also it will be as a lubricant during the intercourse. About the semen, the seminal fluid, it is a mixture of the sperm and the accessory gland secretion. So it is combination from the sperm and the fluid which is around it. The fluid which is around the sperm, it is formed from the glands, and it is from the secretion of the glands. The advantage of the accessory gland secretion, the advantage of it, as we said before, the fructose, which provide energy for the sperm cell. So the fructose, it will produce or provide energy for the sperm, that it will be used for the sperm metabolism and give nourishment for it. The alkalinity of the semens, so it will give alkalinity of those secretion, it will give alkalinity of the for the semen, it will help to neutralize the acidic environment of the vagina. The vagina, it is an acidic, it has an acidic media. So this alkaline secretion, which is there within the seminal fluid, it will neutralize the acidic secretion or the acidic media of the vagina. So also it will maintain the vitality of the sperm. The semen inhibits bacteria multiplication, or so it will inhibit the multiplication of bacteria also, and elements of the sperm enhance the sperm mobility. So it will, those secretion, and again, they are for the advantage of them. They are producing energy, giving energy. They are giving alkalinity of the vagina, or neutralize the acidity of the vagina, so it will not affect the sperm. And the sperm, the semens inhibit the bacteria also multiplication, which prevent the destruction of the sperm by bacteria, and elements of the semens enhance the sperm mobility. The external genitalia, it is consists, as we said before, from the scrotum here, which is divided sac of the skin outside the abdomen. So it is outside the abdomen. It maintains the testis temperature less than body temperature within about 3 degrees centigrade. So it maintains the testis at 3 degrees centigrade temperature less than the normal body temperature or the core body temperature to produce or to protect the vitality of the sperm. Because if the testis is inside, in this case, the sperm, it will be destructed due to the temperature. The penis, which is the external, the other external 6 organs which outside, which is deliver the sperm into the female reproductive tract. So the function of it, it is in the reproductive system is to deliver the sperm to the vagina, and it has the urinary function, which is also passing the urine. The urethra is there, and the urine is passed through it. So this is the male reproductive system and the structure of the male reproductive system. Thank you.